So I have some secondary thoughts on Talk to Me. I originally walked out of the movie theater halfway into it because I was sitting there thinking, okay, there was some things that were set up in the movie, and will they be paid off in the second half of the movie? And my conclusion was, well, I didn't care if they were or not because nothing. I just didn't care about what was happening in the movie. There was the scene where they want to put the kangaroo out of its misery, and then they think about just ramming their car over it, then decide against it, and then move on. Now, if that was anything for the character, or if that was somehow going to be paid off later on, I don't know. But once again, I just didn't care. Um, so let me know in the comments if that was what that meant to the entire movie. But when I watched the movie, yeah, I thought it was bland and kind of boring, and there was a lot of dumb things that happened, and every single character was like an asshole. It was unbelievable the way characters treated one another, and I had a hard time understanding the relationships between different characters. And then the father was briefly in the beginning, then you forgot all about the father character. And then I was wondering about the main actress. Was she adopted by this family, or was she just friends, and did she just stay over there? And then the father finally pops up 45 minutes into it for a brief scene. And I got to thinking, okay, I sort of understand where the story might be going, but there was no setup to it whatsoever. And if there was any bit of a setup, it was barely mentioned. I know she mentioned there was a small little scene where, oh, how did your mom really die? Oh, she took too many sleeping pills. Okay, was that supposed to be a mystery that was set up? Apparently so. Maybe. Once again, I just didn't really care. Um, and then yeah, every single character was just. I did not like seeing anybody on the screen. There was things that happened, and now I'm going to be talking a lot more about spoilers here. Of course, I can't spoil anything that happened in the second half, but the first thing that happens is they start playing this quasi game, which turns out that it's not even a game that they're playing. They know what's supposed to happen because there's no surprise when it happens. But the first thing that happens when the main girls grabs hold of the hand is that she sees some type of devilish like woman in front of her, and then it's gone. And to me, if that happened to me in real life, I would be blown away and scared, and I would not want to continue doing what was happening. I don't care who I'm around, and they talk about peer pressure from people that apparently don't like you. Typically, if you're being peer pressured into something, it's by people who you might want to be friends with and might want to hang out with. But I didn't get that at all with these characters. And peer pressure is, yeah, it's maybe smoking a cigarette at the beginning, or if someone's offering you a drink and you're underage and maybe you shouldn't be drinking, and then you go ahead and do it anyway, or peer pressure into driving real fast down the highway. But being peer pressured into doing something that could potentially cause harm to you, inviting demonic entities into the world, whatever was happening, I don't know. I don't care who's pressuring me into that. I'm not going to continue. But we see that after that initial image, she takes the next 90 seconds, and whatever happens. It's not really explained in the movie exactly what's happening in that first possession scene, or whatever you want to call it. Then you get to the mom, who's, I don't know if the mom is joking around every time that she says, "Don't have a party. Why are your friends here? Why is this apparently extremely good guy? Why is he over here? Don't have a party." And then she leaves. She's a worthless mom if I ever saw one. So I didn't know if she was actually really being serious or joking around. But anyway, it comes to the time to have a second party, and everyone agrees to have the hand back over, and they have fun with it. They take turns, and they're having a good time with it. And you have no idea what's actually happening each time one of them gets possessed or whatever happens. And that was, to me, it was almost like if Evil Dead was a movie where they read the Necronomicon. I can't even say that word, but it was like if you watched the Evil Dead and they unleashed the spirits in that movie and then just had a good time with it. No, they understood that it was evil. But in this movie, they're like messing around with evil and they act like it's a great thing. And what is each and every single one of them experiencing when they're possessed by the hand? If it's anything like the ghastly demonic image that the girl sees in the beginning, why are they having such a fun time with it? Why is everyone just so happy and joyful? But when the younger kid does it, he starts smashing his head, and the mom of the girl talks through him. Why through him and not through her? Okay. And then characters don't try to really help the kid out. And then the main girl, she walks up and starts washing her hands and then the police come, and do they not explain to the police what really happened? How do they explain what happened? Wouldn't this incredible thing be something that they would want to say, hey, this crazy hand we have on command can conjure up spirits. It's incredible. It should be newsworthy. It should be some gigantic thing. You would think that they're always taking videos of it. Are they posting these videos anywhere? Are they somehow drawing any attention from anyone around them? Who knows? Now, once again, all these questions I had and all the dumb decisions characters were doing and everything maybe could have been answered in the second half, maybe not. At the rate that the movie was going, I had no faith that anything was going to be answered, much less did I care. So I walked out of the movie halfway through just because I did not have another 45 minutes of my life to give to that. And I was astonished by even though it's irrelevant, online ratings, but it was like at a 96% last time I checked on Rotten Tomatoes. And then I go to YouTube, and I could not find one video that had negativity to talk about the movie. In fact, they were praising this thing as the scariest horror movie, the best horror movie of the past 10 years, a perfect 10 out of 10, just praising it. Now, many times I can watch a movie and I might not like it, or it may not be for me exactly, and I can understand how people might like it, but the praise that it's getting to me is unbelievable. Um, so I decided to make this video here. So I don't know. Surely someone else, lots of other people have the same feelings that I have when it comes to this. I don't know. Comment below. Let me know if things were answered in the second half of the movie, and if they were answered in the second half, what was the build up to them? I mean, if the whole point of the movie is for her to figure out how her mom really died, then why did she continue doing the possession after her very first time messing around with the thing? Because she didn't know her mom was communicating with her until several people were possessed by it, and then that kid is finally possessed by it. Why was she so adamant to continue? These should not be questions that someone has to ask and sit through boring, dumb, stupid characters until they're answered, because then you just don't care about the answer. Anyway, Let me know in the comments below. Give me a thumbs up whether you agree with me or not. I would really like to know that there's more people out there who thinks the same way that I'm thinking about this. And maybe if you did like the movie and maybe this video here is possibly giving you some ideas, maybe to rethink your idea and think less of it. I will not do any sort of official reviews because I didn't watch the entire movie, so I can't. I don't think it would be proper for me to do any sort of reviews online or anything like that. But based on what I saw, I would say that it would probably be on a scale of 1 to 10, probably a 4 or a 3, somewhere right around there. Depending on how the movie ended up, it could even go lower. I don't foresee that my score, no matter how good the second half, would be anything higher than a 5. It would had to have had an amazing second half for me to get to that 5 point. But anyway, let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch you on the next one.